Welcome to Two Girls, Big Cups podcast, where we sip and spill on all things tumblers and so much more. Grab your big cup, join us for Tumbler Talk, pop culture chats, and those juicy conversations you've been itching to have. Cheers!
Hi guys, welcome back to the Two Girls, Big Cups podcast. I am Kelly Burns from Burns Boutique, and with me is Christina Smith from The Cup Smith. And we're Two Girls, Big Cups. What are we talking on today, Christina?
So what are we talking about today? Well, you have a story that somebody asked you advice about on, was it TikTok?
Well, it was a video. I saw a video.
It was a video.
I saw a video today.
All right.
That I thought brought up some just interesting things to discuss.
Yes. So for Tumbler time, that's what I'm going to call it.
Yes, Tumbler time, because we talk about all the things. We talk about all the stuff.
We talk about all the things. So let's start it out with Tumbler time. We're going to talk about tumblers. Yeah. You tell us you tell us the story, and we'll talk about it.
So yeah, I'm scrolling Facebook today, and I just come across this video, and it was kind of a PSA to tumbler makers. It was for educational purposes. They weren't trying to bash anyone's business or anything like that. They wouldn't even say who it was. But they basically had someone come to them with their cups that they purchased from someone else. I'm not sure if they were seeking, like, can you fix this for me, or, something, or is this normal? I'm not really sure what that conversation was. But she spent like $65 to $85 per cup and had bought several cups from a maker. And they are not usable by any means. There's paint, epoxy, and glitter all on the insides. The bottoms had like cracked, chunked out bits of epoxy, like spots that were just missing, but then spots where some glitter ran over the side. Crazy things like that, cracks. One of them was a hog that they didn't do anything on the bottom, but they did take off the silver sticker that goes over where they do the seal. When you take that off, that material that they use to seal it has lead in it.
Right.
So they basically gave them this open lead exposure to them.
Right.
I guess
so.
They
no
didn't
epoxy over the bottom.
No, nothing on the bottom. I think some of them they didn't even give lids. Like, yeah, it was just it seems like just a mess of a situation. But it just made the point of why she was sharing all this was, if this is what you're making, this is not sellable. Like, this is not the kind of quality you put out there. This is toxic to your customers. Like, it's supposed to be kind of an educational kind of thing, which is why I thought, let's talk about it, because I feel like we see things sometimes just in people's work, even in general, that we don't say anything, but we all say it. Like, and you want to say it, but you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. But at the same time, it's like, there's certain quality standards that you got to follow.
Exactly.
Not just for quality, but also for safety.
Safety.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just having a good clean rim, using, whether, like, I personally, to clean out paint on the inside, I personally like lemon essential oil. Some people do acetone and magic eraser. Like, everyone has their own thing, but they're doing something. To clean it out. That's the thing, they're doing something.
Right.
In the rim to clean the inside. Whichever you choose is fine, as long as you're cleaning it out. But yeah, that was they were rough.
Yeah. And this, you said this was a 2D, not a 3D.
Yes, we're talking 2D right now. Just your basic tumbler, no 3D elements. So just something like this kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Which cup of the day? Shout out to Christina Smith.
I made that for Kelly for her birthday.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes. Okay, well, here's my cup of the day.
I haven't seen
I made this.
You did a big one this time. I did a big smaller one today.
Anyways, so, I mean, $60 to $80 for a 2D cup is
high.
Pretty, that's on the high end.
I feel like that would be something with crazy templates and vinyl stripes and perfect smooth and evenness, and like I'd expect precision with that, It's still
Exactly.
handmade, and that's the thing is we all know we're all our own worst critics, and we all nitpick our own stuff. But like,
Right.
we still understand things are handmade. You're gonna find a bump. You're gonna find a small flaw here and there.
Right.
But if a third of the cup is physically flawed in that way, where like you have chunked off half the bottom of your like,
Yeah.
that's not sellable. That's not worth anything at that point.
No.
And that's such a hazard.
It is. It is. And like, I wash my cups multiple times before.
Because I always find something. I'll like
Yeah.
clean it, and then like you're checking it again, and you're like, there's a dot of paint still there. And then you get your stuff, and you're in there like, you know, cleaning it again. Like, we're trying to get every little speck.
Yes. Yep.
Everything clean.
I mean, that's just a huge safety issue too, because you have no idea who you're sending the cup to. And if you're like, well, they can clean it themselves, like you have no idea who you're sending it to. You have no idea if they can. And like,
they shouldn't have to. That's not what they
shouldn't
for.
have to. Exactly.
They shouldn't have to.
Exactly. Yeah. If they're spending, especially if they're spending $60 to $80 per cup, that cup should be pristine inside.
Right.
They should be ready to pour whatever liquid beverage that they want inside that cup. It should be clean.
Yep. And most of them don't know that some of them don't know that it's supposed to be clean on the inside. So what if they just start using it? What if they don't know better?
Exactly.
And they start drinking out of it. Like that's a safety hazard.
Exactly. And what if some of that chips off and then they're ingesting it and they have no idea?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, and like I can understand like, well, I want to I'm learning and I want to recoup my costs from, you know, that like, okay, but not that much money. Like you can't be, you still have to be sending safe products to people and you know, sell it at cost then while you're learning.
Yes.
You know,
like
or
when you first start, you should kind of beginner pricing, like because you're still learning.
Exactly.
Unless you're like some prodigy and you just threw out a flawless cup the first time you made it, but let's be honest, none of us did. Even the best.
You know, I've seen some people.
Really?
I have seen some people, and they're like, "This is my first cup," and I'm like, "What? That's amazing! That's insane!" You know, but you know, those are those prodigy people.
Although that actually, you know what though, that actually does make sense more now versus like 5 years ago when we started, kind of thing, because now there are so many experienced people, you know, in the tumbler world doing tutorials and teaching and educating. Whereas, you know, when I first started, the most I could find was like just an ombre on YouTube.
Right.
Like it was just these different ombre methods of do one color here, and then when you go in the middle, you mix them the two together. And then like there was like all those different techniques and stuff, you know. That's all you could find though. It was like ombres or how to glitter. Like that was it. It wasn't templates, because like, you know, we've talked about that printed vinyl wasn't a thing, and you know, these templates weren't a thing, and like everything has come so far.
Right.
So I guess it's not surprising then, because now there's more resources, but that's I think is find those resources and learn. Don't just dive in, because we just dove in because we didn't have a whole lot to go with. So that's probably why our stuff was so rough.
Right. Right. But yeah.
I still have my first cup. I keep this reminder.
I have one of my first 3D cups, and I look at it and I'm like, whoo.
I'm talking my first cup.
Is it that
like the first time I picked up yes, it's a Kansas City Chiefs one, and it is so bad. Yeah. It's we'll have to I'll insert a picture of it if you'll allow us. I will send that hideous mess.
Listen, we all start somewhere, so
we do.
We've all had cups that were like, woo.
Yep. Even with our 3D, I'll look back at something, because, you know, we all have those unfinished projects. Like, I'll look at something from like 2 or 3 years ago that I did that I just was like, just kind of put it away. I pull it back out. I'm like, dear God. Like,
yes, absolutely. I do too.
Why did I think this was okay? Look, what
Absolutely.
Like, I'm yelling at myself, like, what was I thinking? Like, that this was okay. But that's the thing, is I think when you first start, you kind of don't know quality. Like, you don't kind of maybe know what it's supposed to be. So that's why I feel like talking about these kind of topics are important. So to know, like, for people to know. This stuff matters. Like, these are steps you need to take. You need to clean the inside. You need to take an X-Acto knife along your edge. It should all be clean, you know?
Yeah. Woo.
Minimizing micro bubbles, you know, like there's all sorts of.
See this nice rim? Why do you need this nice rim here? So the epoxy attaches to the cup nicely. You need a nice clean rim. Good, reputable tutorials are extremely important. It's harder to find them in the 3D world. Kelly and I are going to always recommend reaching out and joining the 3D Tumbler Lounge because we both are members and help run that group and have helped build that group and make sure that everything is very much quality controlled there. We've seen a lot of really bad tutorials for 3D stuff, for 3D cups on YouTube. And there's in TikTok, of really bad stuff. So if you're looking for good tutorials, go to the 3D Tumbler Lounge.
Yeah. And I have my own mentorship group you can join as well. And Christina's there and helps out a lot too.
Yep.
But that's important. Educating yourself is important.
It is. If you're looking for good tutorials, you know, just glitter ones, 3D or 2D as we call them. You know, like Jessica Flynn has amazing tutorials. She has helped both of us with really good tutorials. For 2D cups, there's, you know,
Vanessa Davis, Myra Makes It. There's a lot of good names out there.
Yes, reputable tutorials. Are extremely important, and they all too will preach to you about safety and you know, joining those Facebook groups too and asking questions. No dumb questions, I promise you. If you have a question, there are other people who have those same questions too, so ask questions. And if people are rude to you, you let us know and we'll be rude back to them.
Christina's good at yelling.
Because everybody starts the same place. Everybody starts at the beginning. Exactly. Like, that bothers me when people are just starting out and they're asking a question because they don't know, and then people are rude to them. So you can ask your question here too. So,
but before you ask your questions, read the post. That's all.
Use that little spy.
Read the post first. Because no, there are no dumb questions. But if I make a post and I list every single product I use and I say, I got this named vinyl from this company, please don't ask in the comments, where'd you get that vinyl?
That just happened to me yesterday.
Dude. That kills me the most. Where'd you get that glitter? Well, I'm posting this in the glitter guy group, and I said it was this glitter from them.
That literally happened. That literally happened to me yesterday in the glitter guy group.
I didn't even know that. But that just shows how often that happens. And listen, like, we're not trying to be mean by saying that, but when it takes you 10 minutes to make a post because you are typing out each glitter, each vinyl, you're tagging the company, like, it takes time to do all that. But we do that so that you don't have to ask.
Right.
So then when you do, it's like,
it's right there.
just scroll up.
Right there.
It's right there. So just read it first. And then there's no dumb questions.
So what ended up happening with that person? Did they get a refund? Was there a resolution?
From the little bit that I read, because this business was just trying to educational purposes, guys, like educational purposes. This is not what you send out, kind of a thing. From what I gathered, the customer was blocked. So
It's too bad.
And and I'll say this too. If you're having an issue with a customer, like if they're unhappy or whatever, and you're doing any kind of, do the back and forth, have a conversation with them. Don't block them.
Right.
To me, blocking just says guilt.
Yeah.
Like if you block them because they're coming, you going, hey, I haven't got my order yet. Where's my tracking? Blah, blah, blah. And you just block them. You just basically admitted you've screwed up.
You're right.
And that's not a good look. And people can spread the word very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's multiple Facebook groups that are,
buyer beware. And,
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And when I see those in there and, sometimes I'm reading a situation and I could see maybe both sides, but then as soon as I see that person got blocked, I'm like, nope, they were wrong then. Yeah. Like that's really what that says to me. Cause I'm like, as a good business owner, you want to find a resolution and you're going to work with that customer to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not willing to do that, and like the first thing you do is just block them, that's because you messed up and you know it. Like,
right.
Right.
Another question I have is, did they have photos of previous work that they did, or did
I do not know, because she did not release the business name or anything, which good on her. Like, she's not trying to start drama. She's just trying to hey guys.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
So no, I know. But so I'm not
sure. Did the buyer go into it knowing what to expect?
That I'm not sure of. But that is another thing I feel like too, if you're a buyer, is to make sure you do your research beyond just a review, or, they've had so many sales and they've had good reviews. Okay. Make sure they've got a TikTok, or Instagram, or see where else they are, find them, see if you can find them elsewhere to review some things more.
Yes. And make sure they're not, make sure they're not sharing other people's work.
Yes.
Or sharing pictures of well, this is an example of something that I can do. Okay, great. But what is something that you have done?
Yes. And in a lot of cases, those people, your scammers or the people that are really new, they're just going to steal a photo and post it. And they're not going to say, this is an example of what I can do. They're just going to post it. So as a buyer, things you can watch for are watermarks. Mm-hmm. If you see different business names on a photo, that's not their work. Don't buy from them. Mm-hmm. If you see their watermarks or no watermarks, maybe they're not watermarking, which watermark your stuff. Then look for consistencies in the backgrounds of the photos. Yep. There's little things you can do to just observe and go, these aren't the same person. You can tell, if there's no props in one photo and there's a bunch in one, and then this one has a totally different background. This one, they're holding it with a tattoo on their wrist that's not in the other photo. There's things you can catch on to know these are all from different people. Mm-hmm. So watch for that stuff. Watch for that stuff, and watermark your photos, because watermarking not only protects your work and protects your photo, but it protects from those kind of situations sometimes too. Yeah. Now there's people out there that are crafty and smart, and they'll find ways to remove it, or they'll cover it with something that's bigger and gaudy, or whatever. Yeah. But in most cases, they're lazy, so they're just taking the photo.
Yeah. Yeah.
In most cases.
But you watermarking your photos makes it harder for them. So
yeah.
Exactly. Make them do more work.
Exactly. And it also, when you go to Facebook groups, Facebook Tumblr groups, when you post something, it's just your name. It's not your business name. How do I know how to find you on Instagram or TikTok or these other areas I might want to follow you? Because I've done that. I've seen someone post something. I'm like,
me too.
Oh my God, that's so cool. And I'm like, okay, creations. And then I go and I find them because I want to follow them.
Me too. I have done that before too. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I did that with Nick, who I just met on my Florida trip.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was I saw something he did and I thought he was really cool. And I'm like, I wonder if he has a TikTok. And I went and looked him up. Yeah. So that's another reason to do it. So you can just expand your reach and your.
Yeah. And I've done it the opposite way too, where I've seen their watermark and I've been like, oh, That's that business that I've
Oh
been
yeah,
following.
yeah.
I know that business. I
And
didn't
now
know
you
that
know their
that's,
first and last name. Yeah.
yep. I didn't know that
Yep.
that was their name or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. I've
Yep.
done that
Done that
before
too.
too. Yep.
And I love when I make that connection, like, or I can finally put a face to the business or, something like that. Cause usually I can't.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Or I'll see someone's name on Facebook a lot and I'll see pretty cups or whatever. And then I finally piece it together with, oh, that's that person on Instagram. Or, you just don't piece it together.
Yeah. I like that too. Especially when we get to like meet people in person.
Yeah.
Too. A lot of times they'll be like, it can go both ways. Like when you meet people in person, they'll be like, I'm so-and-so. And you're like, great, it's so nice to meet you. And then they'll say their business name and it's like, oh, okay.
I had that a lot with my mentorship group actually, because I'd have someone join and it wouldn't be until, maybe I had to, I don't know, like, I think it was like maybe just looking through PayPal payments or something. And I see their email address. I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay. And like you pieced it together. And
yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, they joined my group. Wow. Because I know like the kind of work they do. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Yes. And you get to fangirl a little bit.
Yep.
That's fine.
I got to fangirl hard last week.
I know.
Freaking Rachel Nola joined my group. I got some queens in there, man.
You do. You are a queen.
Oh.
You just don't realize it because it's yourself. We are in the presence of a queen, everyone.
Oh, more like the court jester, but.
Any last thoughts on this subject before we switch to our next one?
No, just check your work. Do better. Practice. Don't sell until you're ready.
Yes.
Don't sell until it's ready.
Exactly.
Practice with fit. Now, I kind of am preaching something I didn't practice. I just immediately started, like, I made a couple and ended up just immediately coworkers like, can you make me this? Can you make me this? I was like, sure. And I just started.
Yeah.
But I at least knew the inside should look like when I bought it.
Yeah.
That was just a common sense thing for me,
Yeah.
That was common sense. So,
right.
I at least looked up the ways to clean and, did that kind of thing.
Right.
But I should have practiced more, but I also sold them at a beginner's rate.
Yes.
I was still selling them at a very low price.
Yes.
I think my 32 ounces were like $32. Like, yes. I was selling stuff for cheap. So
I was too. And I gifted a lot in the beginning.
That too. Yeah.
That's how I practiced was I gifted a lot.
Yeah. So a lot of people suggest doing is do gifts first so you can practice and get the skill down and then.
Yep. That's what I did. And then it was like, oh, well, can you make me this and this and this? I was like, okay, well, how much? I don't know. And then that's when it was the really cheap pricing. And then, which I was fine with too, because I was still recouping my costs and I was still learning.
Yeah.
I was still getting the practice. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And now we just don't finish them and we just let them pile up.
I know. Let's not talk about that. They're surrounding me.
I pulled yours out just to give me a reminder
to finish it.
Yeah. It just needs epoxy. Like, that's it.
What are you waiting for?
I don't know.
Stick that thing on a turner.
It's funny. It's like I've even found an amazing epoxy that I love, and I'm still I hate epoxy, and I
know.
I'm like, oh, but then I gotta like clean my area.
What do you hate more, Decal Day or epoxy? I know you don't do many decals.
I know. I'm like, I don't really have too much for Decal Day anymore. Like Decal Day is more like Decal Day is like once a year. Like
So when you have to, pull out your
When I
printer.
have to. I don't mind it as much as I don't know.
Either. I don't
That's
mind
so
it as
hard
much.
because I remember back to my 2D days and doing customs and
Yep.
and I remember decal day when you had to put, and I almost always screwed it up or didn't put it on straight because back then there were no lasers to help you line anything up.
Well, there were, but
if there
lasers have
was,
been around for a long time, ma'am.
well, no, but I mean in the Tumblr world, in a sense of somebody going, hey, use this to line up your decals correctly, like not an idea I thought of or had, or
Yeah.
So that people are showing all sorts of tricks they're using with lasers, or Kelbell Customs has that one thing with the
Yes, I want
the marker. I know I do too. Let's get her to sponsor it. I'm kidding. I've always
Kelbell, we want to try it on our podcast and review it on our podcast. So if you're listening, here's our shameless plug.
And I will shamelessly try to bond with you over the fact that my nickname used to be Kelbell, but I'm just saying. I had that on a bag when I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah. It said Kelbell because there was 2 Kellys. And she went by, and they'd always call her Kells, and everyone was doing a nickname.
Okay.
So I couldn't just put Kelly. I had to come up with a nickname.
Interesting.
Kelbell. But we didn't have all that stuff back then. So what I would do is I had a tall bookcase in my craft room, and so I'd put my cup on the shelf that was eye level.
Yes.
And then I'd walk up my decal.
I did the same thing.
Did you?
Yes, my bookshelf that was eye level.
Yeah. Because it was a pain to get down at your table and try to, it was way easier. So that's how I would do it.
Yep.
Man, I forgot I even had that in here. It's even crazy just how much my whole craft room has evolved.
Yeah.
Realistically, when
Mine too.
My God, when I first started, I had this desk. The dog kennel was in this corner.
Yes, it was under your turners.
Yep. We made a table turner over their kennel because wasn't educated first starting out about safety and epoxy and all that. Did I leave turners turning with those dogs in that kennel? Unfortunately. This is why it's good to educate yourself before you start.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once I got chemical pneumonia,
you were like,
then I got educated.
Yep.
Then I got educated real quick. And that went. But yeah, I had the dog kennel, the turner. I had that tall bookcase. Eventually, that wasn't even in the beginning. I eventually had that. That's what I kept all my cups on.
Yep, I remember that.
That was my cup storage, and finished and unfinished.
Yep, I remember that.
That was it. And I think Ethan had a play kitchen over here where my other desk is. It was like a mix of a playroom and but then he wasn't really playing in here. So I was like, get your stuff out. I need more space. Yeah. As I started to grow, I'm like, I need him out of here. I was like, I need to step out. I need more room and more space. And then came the glitter wall and I used to have glitter on 2 of those shelves on my bookshelf.
Really?
That was all
That was it.
Now look at all my glitter.
Right. Yep.
Expanded a lot. And I've outgrown this room now too.
I still need more glitter shelves.
I need to go through my glitter.
I do too. I need to destash it.
I have too much. I might just make bundles and just be like $25 for this box of however many or something.
Yeah. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Ready, go.
We say these things. Will we do it?
So I've been saying it for about 2 years. So how do you think that's going?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of all the cups that I haven't finished and how that's going. And I'm like,
Yep. All right. So our next topic, you kind of had the idea for. So,
Oh, just interesting conversation I had with someone just kind of brought up this thought of, we get to see a lot from different companies, and sometimes we see some bad sides of certain companies, and we choose to not support them anymore and not buy from them anymore because of that.
right.
Now, this conversation, though, is not about small business per se. It's more about a bigger business, because if a small business, if they do something you don't like in like an ethical sense or something like that, it's really you're canceling the person. Because a small business is typically under 10 people.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If not just one. Like, I am Burns
Right.
You are the
Exactly.
government. So you're canceling a person based on their behavior in those moments. So that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm not talking small business. I'm talking bigger business, to where someone does something that is ethically, morally, whatever, wrong, that we all see. We want them canceled, all that.
Yep.
So they do. Like, they get rid of the person. How long
within
are we
the company, like the employee within that company?
Yes, whether it's an
So
employee,
you're saying
whether it's like a CEO, whatever, like if they do what they can to remove this person, how long are we going to cancel them for?
So you're saying a large company.
Yes.
We're talking about a large company. You're saying somebody within that large company, an employee within that large company, did something that affected that company, face forward, and we canceled that company because of what that employee did.
Right.
How long do we cancel that company for?
Right.
Once that company has rectified that situation where that employee is now no longer with that company.
Exactly. Because is it really, because I feel like I'm seeing that and I'm like, is this really that fair? Is that fair to say that we can't get this great product and use it because of something one person who's not there anymore did however many years ago? I don't feel like that's fair. And I don't feel like it's fair to be judged for using said product. Or what have you. And so that's just kind of my question is, how long is this going to go on for? How long are we going to cancel, a company that person's not even involved anymore?
Right.
Is it really fair to, withhold sales from them? And, because that affects the livelihood of all those employees if a company's not selling or doing well. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Is that fair? I don't feel like it is.
Right. And I don't really care about the big company side of it. I care more about it from like my perspective of like, if I want to use that product and I like it and it's my money, and I think, let's say it's better. Let's say it's better than the other things that are on the market, and I want to use it, and it's been years since this incident happened and it's been rectified. Why should I get heat for using that product?
Right.
As an individual.
Right.
Like I don't think I should get heat for using something when that company rectified it and it's been years.
Yeah. So like, in some cases people maybe bought the product long before, or maybe they're buying it after. But I feel like if the person's not involved anymore, then can we move on?
Yeah.
Like, can't we move on?
Yeah. I think
I see all the time too, like some of these like actual small businesses where it's like a person and you see some pretty crappy stuff and no one even bats an eye.
No one even blinks.
I'm like, okay. But this whole big company now is affected just because of one person. I don't think that's fair.
Right. Well, especially since it's been like years.
I
was like, yeah, I see what you're saying 100%. Like, okay, now.
Or it's a little
it's
comparison,
been rectified now.
A little comparison in a different light, different way, different industry. We just talked about Quiet on the Set on our last episode. Do we cancel Nickelodeon right now in 2024 because of events from however many years ago? with a man that doesn't work there anymore, that they got rid of, that they cut ties with.
Right.
I mean, I think we're all a little grossed out by it all right now, so we might have some different kind of feelings, but
right. It's a little fresh right now.
Realistically, though, let's say all this was exposed when it happened, is it fair to still cancel them in 2024?
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, that using that example, hopefully, things get rectified, major changes
and
are
that's
made,
the big thing.
Background changes get made.
He's gone. Hopefully they made the right change. And let's say they have.
Right.
Let's say they have. So Dan Schneider's gone. Let's say they're doing everything by the book now.
Right.
For the sake
Child
of argument.
labor laws are
right. So for sake of argument, let's say they're doing everything right now. Is that fair? Is that fair to cancel them for something Dan Schneider did so many years ago? I actually don't think it is.
I don't either.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair to punish a bunch of people because one person.
I think that it's appropriate to hold them accountable, to hold these companies accountable, and to hold them accountable for a period of time, and to make sure that they are doing what they should do, and that they do rectify things, and that there's a period of time for these things to happen, and for the healing to happen and whatnot.
Absolutely.
But then I do think that, okay, now we can watch Nickelodeon again, or
right.
Now we can use these products again, and it's okay. And
we can start saying out loud, "I use this," or
right. And we don't. This is why it's
worry.
Okay that we use this now.
I agree. Okay, we'll make sure my head was on the right track.
Yeah, part of our motivation for starting this podcast was just having fun. Kelly and I always have fun and good banter back and forth. So we were like, you know what? We're gonna put a microphone in front of us and start recording it.
Let's see what happens.
Yep.
And then Kelly has to go say Barqueef on episode. I'm never getting over that.
I'm never going to get over it because that was the best moment ever.
Oh my
just
God.
Full chest, just yep.
Barqueef.
That's the best thing ever. It lives in my head rent free, and I absolutely love it. I love it. I'm like, oh, we're having a bad day today.
Barqueef.
It's gonna be a good day.
New merch, Barqueef.
Yes. It's gonna be a Barqueef day.
Oh my gosh. Dear Lord. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to watch now that Love is Blind is over, though.
I don't either.
I've been through Quiet on the Set. That's over for now.
Yep. You gotta watch The Traitors.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll watch The Traitors when you watch Julie and the Phantoms.
Okay, let me write it down.
It's cute. I think it's cute. I don't care if it's a kid show.
Oh, is it? I didn't know.
I don't know. I feel like it could be considered one. I like it though.
How many times have you watched it?
I don't know.
Oh.
Too many. Well, they're like short episodes, and I think there's only like 8 of them.
Did you?
It was
speaking
canceled.
of shows and watching over and over again, did you take that Friends quiz that I sent you?
Did you send me one?
Yes.
I don't. When was this?
On TikTok.
When?
I'm going to ask you the questions, okay?
Oh, great. Oh, no. I'm terrible with this stuff, though. I'm bad with facts. Like, I can be obsessed with something, but I won't know, like, all the little things about it.
There was 2 of them. So one this guy did was so easy. Oh, yeah, okay. How many sisters did Joey have?
I feel like it was an odd number. Like 5 or 7.
What's your final answer?
Shit. 5,
Is that your final answer?
I guess.
It's 7.
Oh, dang it! I started trying to picture that scene when Chandler doesn't know which one's the one he had sex with. I'm like,
yep. And they kissed.
Like,
They didn't have sex. They kissed.
oh, kiss. That's right. That's right. See, I'm already. You didn't even ask that question, and I already got it wrong.
So, of these questions, this is the only one that I got right.
Okay.
The next question was, what month is Chandler's birthday in?
Oh, God.
Right?
You got this right?
No, I got it wrong. I had no idea.
Oh, I thought you said this was the only one you got right.
No, the 7 sisters was the only one I got right.
October?
That's what I guessed.
I don't know.
Ross's birthday is October.
No, I don't know any of their birthdays.
The only reason I know that is because what is his name? Gunther asks Rachel when her birthday is. And Ross goes, my birthday's in October, and Gunther's like, I don't care, or whatever. He says something like,
maybe that's why we had October in our head.
And so that's why I think it's October. Chandler's birthday's in April. What season did Joey first say the iconic line, "How you doing?"
Is it season 1?
Nope. 4.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You know why? You know why I was thinking it was 1? Because they've done flashback clips kind of thing with him, like doing that, I feel like.
Interesting.
So I have a visual of him like in that 90s, like that early season 1 look, saying it. I think that's why that's in my head.
What language is Gunther fluent in besides English? What other language? I almost got this one right.
French? I don't know.
Dutch.
What the heck?
When Rachel is trying to get an apartment in Ross's building and there's that lady that's dying. Do you remember this episode? That old lady, she's dying, but she only speaks Dutch.
Oh my gosh.
And Gunther overhears it or whatever. And
so you got the first question, but nothing else? Is that what you're saying?
But I almost got Dutch right. I said Swedish, and I feel like that's close.
I'm just trying to feel better about myself, so I was just making sure.
Yeah, I only got one right. Okay, this is the last one.
Okay.
Oh no, wait. I got this one right too. What's the manager of Central Perk that's in season 1 and 2?
The manager. So not Gunther?
No, Gunther's just a worker. I can give you a clue, at least what I think is a clue.
Picture. Is he like? Is it? They're an actor for this, or just someone they discussed? I can't even picture the face.
It's an actor, and Rachel says blank is a jerk.
Jerry?
You're really close. It's Terry.
Terry. When you gave me that sentence, I could almost hear it. So I was like,
Yep. She's like, well, Terry's a jerk.
I could hear it. I could kind of hear it in my head when you gave me a line. That's why I was like, I can't picture his face though.
Yeah. You're not gonna know this, I'm sure. He's the dad that's on Elf. Not Elf the Christmas Elf.
Him?
But Elf, not the Christmas movie Elf, Elf the alien Elf.
Oh.
That's why I was like, you're not gonna know this.
Did you say Elf the alien?
Elf.
Oh, Alf. Oh.
Elf. Not Elf. Elf.
I hear it the same each time you say it.
Elf and Elf. It's really.
Can you do that one more time, please?
Elf. Elf.
I still hear Elf. blame it on your accent.
I was gonna write it down, but it's gonna be backwards, isn't it?
ALF. Just spell it.
Alf. And Alf. And see, I wrote Julie and the Phantom.
You're not gonna lie.
Did you know that Alf is alien life force?
I feel like I did know that, but not really. Like I heard it once, but I wouldn't have remembered that
Well, there you go.
kind of thing.
There's your little bit of trivia.
Listen, we should do more trivia.
Well, there you go. There was your friends / Alf.
We should do trivia.
We should. There you go. There's our first segment of trivia.
Oh, I'm gonna fail at them all. I'm so bad.
I won't send you anymore. I'll keep them for the
You're gonna keep them?
podcast. Yep.
I'm just so bad with trivia because like I used to be a really good test taker, but part of it's like a visual thing or like you give me multiple choices or but yeah, if it's just think of it off the top of your head, probably not so much. Struggle with I'm
more. Good at trivia.
You are.
I am.
I know. Because we did a lot of that first trip you came out here. You did. I don't know where that Friends trivia is either.
I was gonna say, I think it was Friends trivia too. Yeah.
I was trying to find it.
But I watch Friends like all the time. That's my show that I watch mindlessly.
I haven't binged it in a while. I'm actually overdue to binge it.
Every night before I fall asleep, like as my eyes are like drifting off, I'm like, wait, and I turn Friends on and I listen to like 2 minutes before I fall asleep every night.
All Friends is your ASMR.
It is. It really is. It literally is.
Because that's what I do. I get my little face mask on with my Bluetooth speakers, but then like I flip it up so I can see. And I lay there with my phone with my ASMR and I find my person. And I don't even bother with TikTok Live anymore. I just found the girl's YouTube and I just go to it. And I just watch her videos while I'm like,
yep. That's Friends for me. And I have my phone right by my head. Because it'll just play one episode and then it'll turn off.
That's funny.
But it's like 2 minutes before I fall asleep.
See, and that's where I'm glad I found this girl's YouTube because it just kind of keeps playing some of her stuff. Whereas there's definitely a time once when I was like watching some of the TikTok lives and like I'll like search the ASMR, I'll find one, I'll watch it. So then as soon as their live ends, it just like goes to the next one.
Next one, yep.
I woke up to one once and it was like these two puppets. And there was a bowl with like the wooden spoon and the beads and the things, and they're doing that. But it was these like two puppets, and they're like,
"That's weird."
Like bouncing around, like looking at each other. But like when you're coming out of a dream state, and you open your eyes to that, it was like, what the hell?
Yeah, that would be weird. I do like the wooden soup ASMR, but the puppets are weird.
Was weird. It was really weird.
A lot of times if I fall asleep with TikTok Live on, when I wake up, it'll be like Japan street scene. And it'll be like literally like a camera on a street, like the street view. And it'll just be like traffic. It's the weirdest thing.
I have found some weird ones on there before. How did
I get to that?
Yeah.
Have you seen that lady who like basically convulses and like draws? That one's weird. She's like, she has like a pad of paper like in her lap and she's drawing, but she's like convulsing while she's doing it.
I mean, is it like a medical issue kind of thing? Or is it like she's faking something for like live?
That's like her
bit.
Art process.
Okay. I'm like, if it was like she had
she's not
medical
having
okay. I'm just making sure. I'm like,
no, but it's like she's in like like a trance or something, and that's her process of creating art.
Okay.
We
all have our things.
If it comes across again, I'll show you.
Okay.
It's interesting. But yes, we all have our process.
You know, sometimes I'll be scrolling through, like trying to find an ASMR one that I want, and then I find these weird ones where I'm like, this is not relaxation. Like,
Yeah.
kind of freaky. Like, they've got their microphone and they're like super close to it, and they're like doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Like, it's like ADHD ASMR kind of stuff. I'm like, oh my God, take something, calm down. Like, it makes me anxious because they're like making all these crazy noises, and they're like yelling in their microphone, and whatever it is they're doing, they're like super like up in the mic, loud with it, like banging and all the things, and I'm just like, oh my God, like loud noises, like it's like way too much. It's like sensory overload.
Yeah,
that's like, what is this? It freaks me out.
Overwhelming.
Yes.
ASMR.
Yes, and it'll say like chaotic or something like that at the beginning, but I'm like, this is not relaxing.
That's funny. I've never seen those.
I'm here to sleep.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just here to sleep.
I just want to sleep.
That's funny.
I like the light. I like the light stuff.
Yeah.
And like certain voices I like better than others. And
yeah. My son listens to ASMR before he goes to sleep, but he likes he likes the scenario ones.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen those? Like,
oh,
I'm going to cut your hair now. Like, we'll comb the hair now at the barber shop.
Yeah, or they'll do the.
Yep.
Dude, I'm about ready to start doing it myself to make some money, man.
Yeah, do it.
I feel like I got the hang of it. I should do it.
You should do a Harry Potter one.
There are people that do themed ones.
Yeah.
I'll do a Harry Potter themed Tumblr ASMR.
Yeah, you should. Get your wand out.
I need some income, man.
Yes. Get your wand out.
Do tapping.
Yep. We'll link Kelly's Harry Potter ASMR.
It's not going to happen.
Let's start a petition, everyone.
No.
Comment below how much we need this to happen, right? Come on, guys.
Oh my God, no. Unless I knew I'd actually make some solid money doing it. That's no. It's amazing though what people pay for on those lives.
Oh yeah.
Like sometimes it's just two people just chilling and talking like this, and they're just like, it's a Friday night and they're just drinking and like talking back and forth with some other person, you know, like how you and I are. And oh, thank you for the blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why are you giving them something? They're just chilling at home on a Friday night. Like, what?
Oh my gosh. Do you remember when when they would be trying to be like robot type people?
Okay, so when that was a big discussion, I never saw it. It was the AI. I never saw it. And then I think it was just last week. I'm just going for like my ASMR live. I'm just looking. And yeah, there was some girl. She had like a big backdrop thing all set up. And it's the.
Yes.
And she's doing her weird little movements like, oh, and I'm like, what the hell?
It's so weird.
What is this? To each their own.
Yep.
To each their own.
It's interesting. But
I ended up actually blocking that account because it kept popping up, and I was like, I'm not watching this. I'm just gonna block you just so I don't have to see it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm starting to do that actually. If I keep seeing something, or if I keep seeing someone that I don't know, like, so this isn't a personal thing. Like, I don't know these people, but it's just I'm not interested in their content. Like, I'm just not. It's either they're selling something I'm not interested in buying, but it keeps popping up, or it's like that AI girl, she kept popping up, you know, or things like that. I'll eventually just block them just to get them out, because that not interested thing, that doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It does not work.
No.
I've put not interested, and it's like scroll. Oh, there they are again. Like,
yep. The algorithm's like, oh, you're not interested? Okay, I'm gonna show you more.
Yeah, I'm going to get you interested.
Yep. That's exactly what it feels like.
Yep. Yeah, because there's like a girl I just knew from like my neighborhood back in the day, and it was just videos about like her baby daddy drama or something. I'm like, I don't really want to hear this, and I actually really don't know you. We just rode the same bus together. It was like we weren't following each other. We weren't friends, not friends on Facebook. Like it was like somehow TikTok just knew though we were in the same city.
Sure.
I don't know, but I was just like, nothing against you, but I can't get this to go away. And it was like every 4 videos, there she was. I'm like, I can't make this go away.
Right.
So I'm just gonna, sorry.
Gonna block you.
Sorry. Blame TikTok, not me.
Yeah, right. And I can't get TikTok to show me the people that I follow at all.
Really?
To this day, none of your videos show up on my FYP.
Oh, ever. I thought you meant like when you click who you're following, it wouldn't let you. Okay, I didn't understand.
So we've talked about this. I finally now, after how many years, have a friends tab or whatever.
Yeah.
And it will only show me the same like 8 videos. Yeah. And it's the same 3 accounts, and it shows me the same videos. And so I can't see anybody's videos that I follow. So if I don't follow you back, it's because I actually want to see your stuff. Because
Or it's like,
it's not
don't
personal.
be upset with me if I'm not liking your stuff. I ain't seeing it.
Like I get anxiety about when people follow me and I don't follow you back. Like it's like I get anxiety about it on TikTok. Like I'm like, I hope they don't feel bad if I don't follow them back. Like some of it's like, I don't know who the heck you are and you don't make cups. Yeah. So I'm not gonna follow you back. But sometimes I'm like, I really like your stuff, but I don't want to see it. And I'm not gonna like type your freaking name in and like all that stuff. Obviously I'm following you because you're my best friend, but like I don't ever see your stuff and it makes me irritated.
I always have to tell you.
Yep, you do.
Like, hey, I posted something funny, go watch it.
Yep, you do. And it's been years that you tell me that because it never, ever, ever shows me your account. The only accounts that it will show me that I actually follow are huge accounts, millions and millions of followers. And that's it.
Yeah. Dude, that algorithm is so messed up right now. And like, I looked back over the last like month or so of my videos, I can barely get over 1K, which I know that could sound like oh, poor you. Like there's probably someone out there that's like, oh, you can't even get 1K. I can barely get 5. Like, but that was my average. Like my average view count was about 1K each time. I'd almost always, didn't matter what kind of video it was. If it showed my face, if it showed just the cup, didn't matter. It was almost always like 95% of the time I'd have at least 1K. Now I can barely get past 300. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I'm still working on trying to change all those sounds because, I had heard that apparently can hurt your account. Right. Because you're like stealing a bunch of stuff or whatever. So I'm still working on changing all those sounds that were muted. But like when I scroll, it's either big accounts, like you said, like people with millions of followers and stuff, or it's like your 200 follower people with not interesting posts. Like it's like I'm getting like the big and the little and nothing in between. Yeah. And I'm a person in between.
I don't even see Tumblr. I don't even see Tumblr accounts at all.
I'm barely seeing them.
I don't see any, and like that's like 95% of what I follow are Tumblr accounts. Right. And I don't see any Tumblr posts. It's like algorithm. That's all I follow. Like, how do you not show me that?
Right. It's like out of maybe for every 15 videos I find, there's one thing crafting related.
Yeah, I have 0.
Probably,
0.
Because I mean, I just found that one today that we just talked about. So it's like I'm still there and I'm still seeing things, but it's like I'm still on Tumblr Talk, but it's
never.
It used to be like every single video was a Tumblr.
And like I heart, I comment, I share all my friends that are Tumblr makers stuff, and it still does not show me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me.
Well, and like all my videos I could get 1K on wouldn't have shares or favorites. Like it would just be comments and hearts and that's it.
Yeah.
And I could still reach 1K easily. And I finally had a video hit 1K the other day with 8 shares and like 7 favorites. Like it took some work to get it to 1K. And I'm like, this is sad. Like it did not used to be this way.
Right. Have you ever linked anything to the TikTok shop on any of your videos? I've heard.
I think that seems to be when the shift changed.
I've heard that they'll push your videos out if you have something linked from the TikTok shop.
I'm like, I don't even know what I could link though. I mean, I guess I have a few ready to ship cups, but
wow, you have like, don't you have like a brush cleaner that you like?
Okay, I don't know how to do all that shit. So it's not. So you can link stuff to your TikTok
like your Amazon
that you don't sell.
That's what I've heard. Like if you like a product and you like recommend it, like how like you are like, well, you can find it in my Amazon account.
Mm-hmm. So you did do something in the last episode that made balloons.
Apparently.
But but we were using a whole different app for that.
Yeah, we were.
Is it your phone?
No, I'm not using my phone this time.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
I just like that I can do it again.
Can I do it?
I did it twice. Oh, there it goes.
Okay, well, why won't mine do it then? It's got to be matter which hand. Like, why won't mine? Okay, so why is this only happening on your end though?
I don't know.
You made balloons and now you're making thumbs up, and I can't do anything.
I'm a maker.
Nothing.
No, but like how like how you link or how you can say, check out my Amazon storefront.
I'm gonna I gotta look into that then.
What I've heard is you can do the same thing with TikTok shop.
But I think though that's only if you're buying things from other people's TikTok shops, like, and that's what so it's linking them to somebody else's.
I have no idea.
Like you have to like collab with somebody, I think.
I have no idea. I just know that like it used to, people would get sent to Amazon. And so TikTok's like, well, we don't want you to get sent to Amazon. We want you to stay in TikTok. And so.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to we'll do an experiment. I'm going to put my up house in my TikTok shop. And we'll just see if my views suddenly change.
Yeah.
We'll experiment. Because I do have that as a ready to ship. We'll try it. We'll see.
Do it. We'll report back.
I'll report back if I got any views after that.
All right. We should probably wrap it up. We like to chat. We're getting a little long for time. Thanks everybody for joining us on this episode. Make sure to follow us, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button so you know that every time that we post, you can watch us and join us. We appreciate you being here with us and talking Tumbler Talk with us. Join us next time. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.
Bye, guys. Cheers.